Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Game, and we are returning to our empire of loot in Humankind. We're playing the Goths, and we are very much focused on ransacking as the Assyrians, the culture that we did pick in the early age. So, currently we are at war against the Numidians, and that is kind of interesting because they are actually the leading faction at that point, so very exciting to see that. Now, that being said, I think we can go ahead and end the turn here, see what we're gonna get. Now, we do have a couple of people here who might be ready to come towards Proxima Centauri, which is one of the areas that they are trying to occupy. So I would very much like to go in that general direction. We're also seeing some units here. These are warriors now, and our focus so far has been pretty much on these riders, on these Assyrian riders, which have benefited us greatly so far, but I do see that they do have some scouts probably. Yeah, they do have some scouts here, which I guess we should try to catch. So let's set 2 of our people here off, 2 of our riders, and have them join in with this group, and then hopefully we'll be able to get them out of there. Okay, we have in fact brought them a little bit, driven them a little bit off there, so that is nice. I'm guessing the first group here, no, the third group? Yeah, you can be split off, and you now can in fact go ahead and start looting this place. Now I think they're going to be attacking us at some point, but we do now have some backup here. In fact, we could have also tried to bring up our scouts here to maybe keep these guys in check, but with that being said, I think we might be better off advancing towards their capital, sort of down here. Napata? Napata? Yeah, I guess that's how you call it. Right, let's keep our groups here close together, because we want them to be mutually supporting each other. Speaking of, you could attack here, and that would probably still result in victory, but it might also mean that our units would be a little bit difficult to dislodge. Yeah, okay, I don't care about the population gain there, but I do care about what is up here, because we do need to find some more iron. One of the things that the Goths have going in their favor is their excellent cavalry, which unfortunately does require us to have 2 iron, I believe. Can we check on that, actually? I think these guys, yeah, they do need 2 iron. We currently only know really about 1 iron resource, and that is over here. Ooh, what we do know though is that we can pick one of these guys here for just a little bit of influence. That should be okay. 38. You know what, we're going to grab that one next immediately. And that should give us enormous benefits on our... Look at that, 20 food on a single farmer's quarter. That is fantastic. That is just incredibly great. Well, before saying that though, we're going to grab the iron next turn, that's for sure. But there's only 1 iron, and we need 2. There's another stuff down here, but it's going to be very difficult to reach that. So we're going to be a little bit locked away from actually getting what we need to get the riders. So, in fact, what we might want to do is we might not want to research that next, but let's see. We're going to go for standing army next anyway. You guys are trying to explore the area down here a little bit. You could try to claim this area here at some point, but for the moment it seems a little bit unlikely. Right, so are we gonna attack these guys? I think we should. Let's go for it. We want to draw blood here, and we're getting some benefit here anyway. Our water pot is pretty high. Theirs is collapsing, so that is pretty good. Right, how are our cities looking otherwise? You are building some barns there. You don't have anything that you're building afterwards, right? I think you should go ahead and try to build a forge, because I would like to boost your industry a little bit. And we currently only have 1 copper, but there's another copper field down here. So that should give us a little bit of industry in a short while. Speaking of, we've got the forge here. I think we should do the animal barns before the obelisk, because really the obelisk doesn't do that much good for us at the moment, so I think it is going to be alright to do it like that. Right, you guys can actually join up on this guy here, and then all of you are going to ransack, because that is just going to give us a little bit more money, which is going to be lovely. And nice. good. Let's try to advance down here, see what they've got down here. Now, I would primarily like to raid some areas, so let's see what we can do. Now, we do know that somewhere over here must be that single dude, but I think we can try to pass around that. So yeah, let's try to get over here. See what we can find down there. Oh, there is a district down here. What is that? How can it be over here anyway? I'm not entirely sure what they're building down there. It might actually be a garrison because it doesn't seem to be connected to the main area here. So that is kind of interesting. Right, this would include a siege, but that one down there would not. So let's see what we can do. Also, I would like to raid that area down there if we can at all. Right, that being said, let's bring up our units here. What have they got on top of that? Oh, it's an admin center. Oh, I did not realize that this is an area on its own. So we should be able to raid there too. So once these guys are done over here, 3 turns, that is going to take a while. But once we've done that, that should be fine. Oh, and we can pick a new civic here. Procession, spent money to increase stability. I don't think we need that. I don't think we need the religious thing either. I would like to go for the army wages. We do need to save up a little bit on the influence there. Maybe I should not have spent that on that. Sure, you are building your fort. Before we get that, there's no point in getting that copper, so we might as well just wait for it. We could lay siege to these guys, but I don't think that's what we want to do, so let's get into these woods here first. Honestly, we're just going to set you up to auto-explore. And you guys can go one tile further. It's going to be alright. Oh yeah, you were up here. And as we were sort of afraid, there's no further iron up here. Just a little bit of ebony. Which is good. It's a good resource, and we do have some of it already, I think. Yeah, we've got 2 of these things already. But it's not what we need at this moment, really. Yeah. Oh well, that is unfortunate, but yeah, I guess that is what it is. Right, so how many 3 turns till you're getting that? Let's see whether we can get the Lust for Loot thing before that. That would be fantastic. We do know that they have someone down there who's attacking close to war. Oh, and there is some sort of combat down here. Yeah, let's keep an eye on that for the moment. Apparently they do have a lot of stuff there. What have they got? They've got that single warrior, whereas we have these guys. How's the war progressing? Because I think once that hits 0, we are basically out of the war anyway. Well, before we go that, let's do a hydrology. You're close there. It's only going to be 2 turns. And army wages is taking 160. So we're missing 54. So that is at least 2 turns. Unfortunate, because I think that is just not going to work out too well. At least with that. So what we can indeed do then is try to grab the copper first, because that is going to boost the industry at least over here, and that is something. Right, that being said, what else are we going to build here? I think the stability is sufficient to build another district, and we are almost running out of worker spaces, so I think it is time to build an industrial district. Let's place it over here. That is going to be useful, I think. Can do the animal barns first. You know what, we have so much food that I think the district is going to be the higher priority here. Good, that does work for me. You guys are building the forge. Afterwards you should potentially build the river flooding thing. Or indeed the stoneworks. Your stability is kind of high, but not quite as high as I would love it to see. So let's go into the stoneworks next. Right, and then what are we going to do over here? So we've got these scouts. We've got this area down there. You can, in fact, join here as a reinforcement. So that is exactly what we're going to do. We should have done something with you there. Right, okay. So We've got the positioning here. We could go down there, but there's no benefit in doing that. So let's in fact bring both of our guys up here so that they're mutually supporting each other. They're probably going to attack us here. That is okay, because we can bring in the warriors and they can come around like that. You guys are going to come here. You guys are going to advance there. You're going to attack them. You should have a nice bonus here from 2 adjacent units. We're not gaining a lot here, but at least something, and that is what is really important. Well, you guys are going to withdraw there, and you guys can come forward and hopefully finish him off. No! Just barely not. Okay, that's fine. Victory there. That does give us more war score, and we're awfully close to a war resolution here, which is not exactly what we want, actually. So, let's see about that. Right, we are going to try to burn that area down here. Mostly to impede their growth, but also to gain at least some points. Right, you can merge up there, because all of you are doing a little bit not too great. We need some iron here, 90 gold. 90 gold is actually very doable, so... Speaking of gold, they have now built this tile improvement there, which should give them... or which should give us a point to loot, actually. Right, you're going to come down, and then that should be it for this turn, isn't it? Tusha, yeah, you're growing fast. With all of our farming districts here and all of that stuff, our cities are growing incredibly fast here. So let's end turn. Again, we don't have enough influence to enact what we need to enact, so I suppose that's fine. Maybe what we should do is try to get one of you guys to leave. Maybe what we should do is get 2 of you guys to leave. I can't directly join onto another unit. That's a little bit annoying. Ah, damn it. That's not what I wanted. Nah, it's still 1 turn. Alright, and this was a messy setup here, but okay, I suppose. Right, let's move on to the gold. Maybe there's going to be some loot to be derived from that. Only 67. I would have thought that that would potentially be a little bit more. Right, let's burn it down though. Ooh, and there's a war down here. Who are we fighting? 2 bears. Well, frankly, we're going to retreat from that because there's no point fighting 2 bears. We should make a note though that they are down there because we can potentially burn that down. Right, you're going to advance. That's fine. Industrial wise, we're still doing fine, aren't we? Yeah, we've set this up kind of nicely. Yeah, even here. That should hold for a couple of turns. Right, 178. That should give us enough influence here to go for... Is there anything that we need before? Unlocks presentation? No. Leadership? City cap is useful, but other than that, no. No on this. And we are going to enact plundered wages. Interestingly enough, that does move us closer towards world, which does give us a decrease in combat strength. And it moves us closer to food, which is honestly a little bit odd, but...
It's not plunder. It's an early form of performance-based incentive payments.
Yeah, I like that idea. Right, we did get the money from over here. That is cool. You guys can potentially move off this tile, and then you guys are going to take over from here. 120 food, 20 gold. That is lovely indeed. Can I merge you up onto that, please? You're probably going to be unhappy about that. Right, you guys need to come to the north, I believe. We are seeing a scout here. Should we try to attack that? I wonder. He would be fighting at somewhat of a disadvantage here, so we might actually... No, you're not. We do not want to do that, because that would only result in an earlier conclusion of the war, and we actually want to burn and pillage before that. So let's continue to do so. 2 turns until we're getting that up there, and 2 turns until we're getting this down here. So that is lovely indeed. Nice. Huh, and you're kind enough to build another area up here. Right, let's move back into our territory though, so that we can get the healing effects of that. At least as long as we're occupying that, that is. Right, you're building the animal barns and afterwards you return to your religious stuff. Which I'm really not convinced that we do need at this point, so I kind of not want to do that. A little bit more science might be useful. It's not a lot, but it's also going to give us some more points in people, so we could also think about more industrial districts even. Yeah, that's a plus 10 at this point, so doesn't sound too bad. Let's do it. Right, that's good. Hatusha, you're building this stuff. You know what? Let's actually buy it out. No, it's only 3. I would have thought that it's a little bit more. Right, we're going to go into flood irrigation next. And end the turn here. We are not making enough points here as much as I would like to see that developing a little bit further. We do need to develop more fame. Unfortunately, burning stuff doesn't really give us fame at all. Close to victory in the war against the Marurians. So they have advanced to the next era. Can we actually check on what you guys are doing? I would like to know what our main competitors are doing, so let's check that out. So that is probably the classical? Yeah. So you were a little bit behind us. You are influence based. Interestingly enough, Emblemic District is pointless, but you've got elephants. Elephant platform. You're not costing anything. You're arranged. Okay, that's okay. We don't need to be too concerned about that. Right, and you're actually offering us the cession here of the war, which I think we cannot do anything to not go ahead with that. The only thing that we could try to do here is try to find some form of enemy that we could attack before that. Like, for example, these guys. Okay, let's bring... Well, very firstly, let's get this iron here. Now we do have iron. You are based in one of our districts. Let's upgrade you. You're going to be much stronger now. That's cool. Then let's bring you guys down here. And then have the riders... And then have the riders attack. And you guys will be reinforcing, and that is lovely. Unless, of course, they're going to break away. Can't catch them now, it seems. Can we bring you closer? We can. Just a little bit, though. You could attack them, but I'm not really sure that that is going to be useful. Right, let's attack them down here, though. I think they're going to run away anyway. Yeah, they are. Cowards! Right, we did burn that area down there. I would have loved to burn this hillside, but unfortunately we will have to agree here. We cannot wait. So I'm guessing that we're going to ask them to give us their city, including the adjacent terrain. And the yet again adjacent terrain to that. Could ask them to become a vassal, but I don't think we will. We could ask for Melef too. Why not do it?
I can tell you that our gratitude is boundless.
They're immediately asking for access to our luxury resources. We are certainly not going to grant that to them. And now I'm actually regretting that we did burn down the gold, because obviously that would have been nice to actually retain, maybe. But there we go. That's our new area here. Lovely, I say. Kerma. How are we doing here? Right. Yeah, I think industry is going to be a high priority. What have you got? You've got some things, animal barns. Yeah, it's not too bad actually. So it's good to see that terrain. I think this we could have burned down for loot, actually. There is a little bit of gold, a little bit of stuff. Yeah, it would be kind of nice to get the gold down here, but it's not crucial, really. And it is pretty expensive to attach stuff here. So we're also not over our city cap, which is not drastically bad, but it's certainly something to keep in mind. Right. What have you got? You've got the Marrow Pyramids and some Make Quarter. Also the gold down there. Other than that, I don't think you have much. Well, there's another pyramid over here. But really, these things are not what is important. So, how about your stability is eventually going to be fine. So, how about we build another farmer quarter? Because you don't have that many. I think down here is promising to be a slightly nicer spot. Does make a little bit more sense than the desert up there to me. Well, that being said, we are going to get more benefit out of this. Yeah, but we're losing industry there, right? So, yeah, let's replace it over there. That's fine. Farmers' quarters. I don't think any of the other things are a high priority here, especially given how much stability we have. So, that is cool. We are going to refuse your offer to buy and sell luxuries. But we do need to come out of this terrain here for you. We're certainly going to stick around because we can still fight them. And in fact, we can actually fight them up there if they do remain in our territory. Ooh, and we do have our first tenant to choose. So that is lovely. Obviously, someone has grabbed something already. Now, I would very much to like something like Smite Unbelievers, because let's accept it. We are militaristic order here, so we are going to do that. We are going to choose that, and we can actually go for another religion here. Buddhism. Well, none of these. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference. This is only cosmetic, so let's go for Zoroastrian. It just looks kind of nice. Yeah, and that means we're going to choose that. That means we've got more experience, less unit upkeep, so yeah, we're going to get more money. Lovely. What's not to like? Good. Yeah, new talent, victory. Yes, come on, don't spam all of that stuff with me.
Call it elegant, but it may teach them to keep their doors locked.
Okay, there we go. How are we looking in terms of fame? We're actually falling behind drastically badly here. And that is because we're not doing much with our territory. We should really try to expand that a little bit more aggressively. I think the game doesn't count when you're doing military expansions, curiously enough. So that's slightly concerning. Right, that being said, you're building the farmers' quarters, so that's okay. We might want to buy that out at some point. Flood irrigation here, that's all okay. Let's end the turn. Culture chosen, hydrology research. Now, I do want to go and get more city caps, so let's maybe go for philosophy. I think that is a good choice. Oh, and there is a war down here, or some battle. Is it against the BS? Yeah, it is the BS. Right, that being said, we are seeing that the enemy is here, and I'm still thinking of them as the enemy indeed. So, how about we bring forward our guys, merge them up, and start a battle. You're gonna start a runaway? You're actually not starting to run away. That is lovely. Let's bring in some reinforcements. Ah, we can't. That will need to be done after the deployment here. Right, let's deploy as such. You can actually switch places over there. That's right. Okay. Good. There we go then. First rider, you are gonna come over here. And it's really lovely to see this mobility working out so well in our favor here. You can come here because I think this is still going to give you the rear attack bonus. Yes, it does. So that's lovely. I don't want to be on these rivers. So let's instead... Well, it's going to be difficult to not be on any of these rivers. So let's start by attacking here. Just making the attacks that we can make. Right, I suppose you can go into that river and you can't actually attack here? Why can I not attack? Weird. Well, I can certainly attack down here. Nice. Let's come over here. Smash them. Cavalry's gonna advance. Smash the other archer here. This is really there. Why can I... Sometimes it's weird. Sometimes I just can't understand why I can or cannot attack. Okay, you're gonna defend over here, both of you. Ouch! I mean, this is harsh on some of these scouts here. Right. That being said, can you run away a little bit further here? No, you cannot. Okay, fine. You can go over here though, and then strike that archer. Whereas you can now attack. That's good. And probably from down there. It's not ideal. It's up the hill, but still. Doesn't matter too much. They are mostly done anyway. There we go, come on, and there, that should finish it. There we go. Lots of health issues here, but we did win a victory here. That was pretty close. And we did gain a star, so that's lovely too, because we really desperately do need some fame here. Good, good, good. There's a decision here. Religious tolerance. I don't think we need these things for the moment. Our influence really is too low to implement a lot of these things. At least we are gaining some war support here.
You have my ear. For a time.
Seem to be negative there, if I read that correctly. You're going to retreat because you're not going to fight two bears on your own. So let's see about that. Right, and we can come up here for the moment. And you know what? These two riders can get down there. Maybe tackle these bears. Maybe find some of their stuff first. Ooh, we're actually going to get one curiosity here. 30 signs, that's not bad.
It seems that someone took the phrase, building your future, a bit too literally.
These guys are trying to establish something down there. That's lovely, actually, to see. Because anytime they do that, we can and will try to make their life harder. Right, we're going to advance here. You guys can actually... In fact, I think I probably want you to simply heal up. We don't need to do anything else with you. You guys are pretty much healed up, aren't you? Yeah, you are. You're fine. Right, let's try to... Okay, this is another attack by the bears down there. And we cannot retreat. Can we at least try to reinforce? We can only get towards this river. That's unfortunate. Right, it is what we need to do though. Interesting that they instant established that down there. Probably because they were building on ruins. Okay, let's try to fend off the bears. Yeah, we are definitely going to stay up here on that hill. They're going to come down there. They're going to attack us from the river downhill. That is actually not too bad. It is a pretty good position for us to be in. It was a defeat, but we didn't lose any unit. And we did actually gain some money, so it's an okay defeat in my book. Right, Hattusha. Now, someone is building this obelisk to the gods. You are really serious about that in Ashur now, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Notice that we are getting more stuff into these money making, because we do need more. We definitely do need to have more working spaces there. That being said, I think the watermill is going to give us at least 8 production, if not more than that. 10 production for the watermill. That's 400 gold, 400 industry. I think this is probably going to be slightly better. Let's do it. It says 12, but it's in fact going to give us another person to work in industry too. So that might be slightly better a choice. Right. What else do we have? In Hattusha. Now, you did build the water thing. Yeah, you did. Nice, actually. And your stability is looking fine, too. You might actually build another district. There's a little bit more river for you to be had down there, but rivers are not everything. So, maybe another Maker's Quarter? There's no luxury for you to be had? No. Could build faith and a little bit of influence per adjacent district. It's not an important thing, and it would be costing us quite a bit of food and stuff, so don't think it's that worthwhile. And you likewise are pretty much having population growth through the roof, so it's okay. +9 here or +10 there. I think the +9 is slightly better because that is going to allow us to build sort of a triangle up here. Why is it different over here? I don't quite get that. Well, we're going to build it up there. That's fine. And you're in fact going to continue doing that. So how about Kerma? You guys should be growing relatively fast, especially once you are done with the farmer's quarter. We don't really have enough stability here, but that is only a temporary problem. So yeah, I think you're alright there. Right, let's continue to be in this vicinity. And end the turn. Good. Oh, a new wonder can be claimed. Interesting. What would be the wonders? Hanging Gardens of Babylon. I think actually that is one of the wonders that we would very much want. Science per district, it's lovely, but this would be nice too. But I think honestly, Hanging Gardens, that does mean that any luxury resource that we get, and we do have all of this saffron here, which would give us 60 stability and plus 30% food if we did build it on one of these things. And on top of that, we do have some areas here which have fantastic resources actually. You're also connected up, aren't you? Yeah. So there's 2 signs here. You know what? I think we are going to claim that. I think we are going to claim the Hanging Gardens of Babylon here. 250 luxury. Yeah, let's do it. And in Hattusha, you are actually going to try to build that. Where are we going to build it? Over here or here? That's what? 3 industry, 2 food. 3 industry, 2 food. Pretty much the same, I would say, isn't it? A little bit more food down there, but no. I think we're actually going to build it on the papyrus here. No, sorry, we do need to build it on the saffron field, because on the papyrus that would only give us the benefit of the papyrus, which is nice, great. So yeah, let's do a bit over here. In fact, nice 15 turns. That is going to take a while. So let's maybe prioritize the Maker's Quarter first. And in fact, we might want to buy that out. Ooh, Ariston unlocked, lovely. And that should give us a little bit less turns here in the Hanging Gardens. A little bit at least. So that is good. Right, how are we doing in Ashua? Maker's Quarter. Right, do start to produce towards the Hanging Gardens afterwards instead, so that we are building that a little bit faster and getting more stability, which will allow us to build more Maker's Quarters and everything, and that is going to spiral out of control very nicely. That being said, I think we're doing well here in terms of where we are, but still, this is a challenging run. We have ramped the AI up pretty strongly, so we will need to take care of Fame, or at the end of the day, kill everyone. That being said, I think that is a good place to put in a cut. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Do leave a like, and I hope to see you around next time. Bye bye.